Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Creative Chaos. Today, I am so honored to be joined by
Danielle Radford, hi.
Jeff May, how's it going?
Angelica Trey.
I've been Joe Starr.
As you have.
You sure have been.
Here's how it works. We're going to combine random pop culture icons to build a hero, villain, and their story. Stay tuned to the end, where it will all come together in an animated trailer.
So guys, today we're going to be pulling some names from hats and building a beautiful tapestry of a story. I have a really good feeling about today, considering all the gems we've come up with in the past. There's no reason why this won't be just as good.
It's good to be back at it again.
We are
feel this one.
creating a hero with these two characters combined. What did you get, Danielle?
Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh my god! And I got the alien heart scorpion boss from Contra. What's the deal with that? What's the deal with all these spiders I've got here?
It's got to be a military adventure.
I think we really have to do with what's the deal with colonizing Earth. If you remember the alien heart scorpion boss from Contra, the first Contra, it is just a giant heart that with ventricle, not ventricles, but connections that shoot scorpion-looking aliens at Commando and Rambo.
Pulsating, weird Jerry Seinfeld alien
Why
monsters.
am I like this?
And maybe every time, do we want to keep the shooting out little aliens, or can they be shooting out little Kramers?
Yeah, little Georges and stuff.
Yeah, little Georges and Kramers.
I'm coming at you!
And every
Sounds like a villain now.
Well, that's true. We have a hero on our hands, so let's keep that in mind. Because I imagine there is that goodness, of Jerry Seinfeld is struggling to get out.
I would say that the goodness is trying to help all of humanity find out what the deal is.
What is the deal?
What is the deal?
That's a good motivation. I mean, that's it. Like, what is the deal?
Yeah. So if this is an alien, so
It's
we
like
have
an
that this
ET.
character is an alien. So he's coming here. Yeah, and I would say that sort of after receiving all of this, all of these signals, and coming down to sort of be like, let me explain the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the deal.
So it's a hero seeking truth.
I think that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys, let's give this guy a name other than Jerry. Jerry is a pretty solid name.
Great name. And maybe that's what his friends call him, but I think
we're gonna go with heartfelt.
because also it kind of sounds like heartfelt,
Yeah.
and that is at the heart of our character.
Heartfeld.
Yeah.
Okay, Heartfeld is in quite a predicament. We're going to give him a descriptive factor here. And
Microphone.
Elaine's haircut.
All right. Professional dancer during the day, not even at night.
There it
Yeah,
is.
figures it out.
I would say this too. This is going to be one hell of an act because everybody's going to show up to see a giant floating Seinfeld head.
And he's definitely dancing to bum ba bum bum. That's the dance.
Yeah.
He loves people and he wants us to receive.
Well,
his
he's an
gift.
entertainer, right?
Yeah.
And maybe the aliens have some other ideas in mind, but when he shows up to Earth, like his instincts are
But he does the Elaine dance.
right, which could
his
be trouble,
ventricles?
which could spell
With
trouble.
the little ventricles coming out. Or,
Let's make sure that we change it just enough, because we all know what's been happening with Fortnite and lawsuits and so
yeah.
let's...
no. The Elaine dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is on you guys.
You know what? This
Thumbs ablazing.
this alien welcomes international copyright restrictions.
Thumbs ablazing.
This
We
show
got some
welcomes
slappy bass
international
riffs.
copyright.
What's the deal with getting sued?
So let's talk about what the motivation is, because I feel like there's two layers.
Well, so my thought on it was that this alien did come here and was sent here to both learn about us and teach us things throughout the universe. But at the end of the day, Heartfelt just wants to be loved and wants to be liked by everyone, which works for the other people he's working with, because of course you want to send someone down that is charming, that people really like, but Heartfelt really wants to be liked. Yeah. That's why they dance for our amusement.
What's the deal with learning from each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, great. Well, I feel good about that. Let's give him a villain. This person doesn't want any of those things.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Please draw Larry the Cable Guy.
Okay, Angelica, what did you pull?
All right. This is good. I got the Grim Reaper.
I got the Rocketeer.
Cool.
I mean,
Okay.
skeleton man with a jetpack out the gate. Cool visual.
Well, death, right? I mean, straight
Yeah,
up.
the literal personification of death
With a jetpack.
with a jetpack.
He is spreading death out here with that jetpack.
He knows that the real answer to what's the deal is nothing.
He's nihilistic.
Yeah.
He is nihilistic. There is no
Nothing. That's right.
positivity
This
here.
entity that shows up is so powerful that it summons death itself to just erupt from, from beyond the grave
Yep.
with a jetpack.
Yep.
Let's give him a name.
Grim Rocket?
The Grim Rocket.
The Grim Rocket.
No Reapeteer, huh?
Yeah. The Grim Rocket, and he's
death.
after the death of everything, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
but extra fast.
He's awfully nihilistic. So
Sure
he's
is.
like, there is no point to any of this. There is no deal to be had.
Yeah, there's no deal at all.
Deal or no deal.
Yeah, deal.
Okay.
we came up with the title of the movie way too early.
That's good though, because sometimes landing on that title can be really, really difficult. This one really writes itself.
Speaking of
Alright,
getting
we got
sued for
this.
copyright.
We got all wrapped up now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
out there.
very
He's
cool.
killing everyone with his rocket. He's got his big hood on over his skeleton face, and he's just nihilistic. He's like, all right, we gotta wipe everybody
He
out.
wants death.
And he
Yeah.
hates joy.
He wants
this
death.
is too joyful for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no dancing. He hates dancing.
Why
he wants
bother
death, and he wants
dancing
it
when you're
now.
gonna die?
And not only does he have a rocket, but he's got whatever's in here as well.
Second rocket.
Right?
It's
Twat
5
it.
more rockets.
All right. What else?
Biomechanical weapons. Guess what that means? It's a rocket.
Well, biomechanical weapons could just be an extension of all this tech that he's coming with from it. Because I like the idea of like a way
His
more
rocket,
future.
instead of fire, it's just germs and pox.
Ooh, yeah, just spreading death.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
literally.
Mechanical nanopox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way sadder than like a quick death by like pew pew pew. That's
Yeah.
like watch your family die. You want to watch someone dance now?
Yeah.
You're sick.
What I want to know is there a biomechanical weapon that strictly goes after hearts?
It does now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, with nanotechnology, pretty much anything can happen.
What is the deal with nanotechnology?
What's the deal with fighting all these nanobots? Who made them? Why would they do it?
So we've got Hartfeld, who really just wants to entertain. He wants to spread love into the world. But then we've also got the Grim Rocket, who wants to destroy and kill everything.
This sounds like a slightly off version of like a Care Bears episode to me.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Some great American writing happened
Yeah.
with the Care
So,
Bears.
so I'm thinking our Hartfeld is having a huge dancing, like concert or something, a dance
Really
rehearsal,
entertaining.
and it's like, for the whole world. Anyone can show up. This is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's
And-
about spreading what the deal is,
Yeah, and
along
then,
with joy. Yeah.
and
What's the deal in Central Park? right?
Exactly, and Grim Rocket is he catches a whiff of this. He hears about it, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's gonna be so many people here. This is the best spot to release my biomechanical weapons."
Yes.
And the last dance will be me dancing on their graves.
Hold on. Don't mind me,
about the
but
rocket
I'm going to present
do.
you with
Yes.
an obstacle for these characters.
All right, so let's have an obstacle that we are going to have these characters have to deal with. All right.
All right, what'd you pull?
I pulled the hero gets possessed by a demon.
Because he's this alien tech kind of thing, there could be some other element worked into this, amalgam of.
Well, I would say that once you have the Grim Rocket showing up from the netherworld, that something else may have escaped.
Oh,
Opens
good.
up the portal.
A henchman, a minion of some kind. Yeah.
Yeah, go
a
for it.
thing that was never human, a demon.
Even though Hartfield knows that people will not show up to his dance recitals or concerts, at least through the power of TV or other things, still trying to spread joy, you gotta find a way to stop that dude. You gotta turn it rotten.
Right. And while he's possessed by a demon, Death can go, do his deed.
Yeah.
And well,
It's a
the
comedian
only thing
demon.
that can stop him is struggling with this demonic force.
Yeah.
If we're hunting for demons specifically, I could always see to Ghost Rider villain Blackheart, and we could have Blackheartfeld.
And that comedy is dark.
It's real dark. That
Yeah.
comedy smokes cigarettes
His name
on
is,
stage.
I think we take him, we spin him, his name is Slain Cook.
Yeah. And he starts losing fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, what's going on with the act? It was
what's
so
the deal
big."
with people wanting to be equal?
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally dies on stage in the comedy way that you say die, where he's just bombing everywhere.
Yeah,
he
he's
goes.
like racist and homophobic.
He blames it on
and-
SJW.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
just
this piece.
It's all their fault. Everyone's soft. That's why my jokes don't go well.
right. He's like a comic from a lost time.
Yeah.
At least 4 years ago.
This is great. Now, he's got to ultimately cleanse himself of this demon and face off with the Grim Rocket. So imagine he defeats this demon inside of him. How does that happen?
I think it's through the love of the people. The people remember who he used to be. The
Yeah.
people come up and say, this isn't who you are. You don't have to be this edgy anti-comedy dude.
I think you know who's going to help them? The little George and Elaine and Kramer that
Yeah.
came out. See, they escaped before the possession.
He spent so long asking people what the deal is with things. It takes his friends to say, "What's the deal with you?"
Yeah.
What's the deal with you?
What's the deal with you, Heartfelt?
And then in that moment, he's able to
you.
sort of like, and exercise that thing from.
Get out!
Get out of me!
You're not welcome here anymore.
I want to talk about airplanes.
I just want to make a movie about
bees.
bees.
Now he's got to get back to the Grim Rocket and defeat him in a particular place. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the location of the climactic scene from the incredible narrative that we are currently constructing.
Where are we going to go?
Angelica, what do you got?
Hawaiian tourist beach.
Hawaii tourist beach.
Beautiful.
There it is.
What
So-
a beautiful place to have a final showdown.
Yeah, we're basically pulling an Adam Sandler. We're just going to make a movie where we want to go on vacation.
Yeah,
Great.
so
I like it.
we're at the beach and there's a luau going on for sure here.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the stage for his next big show.
I would
right?
say he had booked a tour that was finishing in Hawaii before he was possessed. He was
Yeah.
going on tour, and now that Blackheartfeld is going to go there and maybe work with the Grim Rocket.
Maybe Hawaii is the last joyful place. He's taken, everything else has been taken over by pain, and this is where people have come like refugees. Like, this is the last place that's good.
So how do they ultimately defeat the Grim Rocket?
I think he has to pump out the heart disease that is Blackheart the demon.
Yeah.
So he's going to pump that thing out, and then he is going to go after Grim Rocket through the people. All right?
And how do you visualize that happening?
Once you sort of acknowledge the Grim Reaper and acknowledge that you can enjoy life even though death is the thing that's going to happen, even though it's inevitable, that you shouldn't ignore that it's going to sort of work in a way to sort of go after
And
the
I
Grim
think
Rockets.
I think they prove that with what's more joyful to a dancer and a group of people who just want to have a good time and feel something than just a giant dance number where everyone inexplicably knows the choreography.
Yes.
They're gonna she's all that the whole thing.
Exactly.
I like
So
it.
everyone just goes into sync.
Yeah.
And they all start doing the moves based on what Jimmy's laying down.
Is,
Yeah.
is this a musical? Are
Yes.
we making a
Yes.
musical?
Yes, it is.
We are now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're all feeling it. Everybody's, in that moment, and it's just too much for the Grim Rocket to handle.
His rocket like malfunctions and he does like a
Falls into the Pacific.
and the Pacific gets
And so
very-
it ends with him just floating on like a little life preserver.
And so maybe while he's holding onto that floaty, you see just the barest hint of him, like.
yeah. Or he's like
Yeah, he starts picking up on it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what's the deal with a life raft? It's not much of a life when you're just stuck on a raft. Son of a bitch. Yeah.
How can you preserve your life when you never had life in the beginning?
This is one of my favorites. Let's give it a title.
I think what's the
think
deal or no deal, right? Is
Yeah.
that the
What's
one
the
that
deal or no deal?
What's the
Was
deal?
that the
What's
one
the
we
deal
Yeah.
or no
crested
deal?
on that one real
Found
early?
it
huh?
early, yeah.
All right, let's take a look.
Something alien is headed toward Earth.
Oh my god, what is that?
Something about nothing.
What is the deal with the human race?
What began as the most terrifying moment in human history has now become the highest grossing stage show of all time!
But Heartfelt's comedy wasn't for everyone. The Grim Rocket wanted nothing but death and disease for all.
What is the deal with anything living at all?
Everyone, into the tunnel!
What's the deal with up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, star?